splitting our podcast. Nothing is sweeter than Swiftcast.
Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 123 of Swiftcast. This is Steph.
Ashley.
And Ashley.
And we apologize. We didn't get to update all of you last week on the news because we were in Denver, as some of you may have known. We went to the shows on Saturday and Sunday, and then we spent Labor Day in Denver, so by the time we all got back, we had no time to record an episode, and we had something very exciting coming up for Swiftcast, and we can all tell you now that we actually got to interview Andy Grammer. So we were really busy preparing for that, and were unable to do a regular episode last week, but we had such a blast in Denver. Taylor was incredible, and it was so great for us all to be together for the show. And then, of course, interviewing Andy was crazy. He was such a nice guy, and he's so happy that Taylor has given him so many opportunities to sing in front of these great crowds. So if you haven't heard that episode, go check it out. We just released it. And you can also vote for Andy on Dancing with the Stars because he's a cast member for this season.
I still can't get over how awesome that interview was. He's just such a cool guy.
Yeah, you can tell that he really loves his fans, and he talked a lot about his songwriting process and just about how much he likes writing songs that mean something to people. And I think for Taylor fans, that's important for us. That's what we appreciate.
And then later in this episode, for our main discussion, we're actually going to be hearing from a couple of really awesome new friends that we made in Denver who got Loft 89, so that'll be really cool.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've interviewed fans. If you remember back during the secret sessions, we always had interviews with fans who were able to attend, so we haven't actually had one with fans who have attended Loft 89 yet, so this was really exciting, and we hope you'll enjoy that later on in this episode. For now, though, we have a lot of news to get you up to date with, so we'll go right into keeping up with Swift. Our first one is really, really exciting, and I think it's something Taylor didn't even actually know about. She won an Emmy for the original interactive program for her American Express Unstaged, which was the Taylor Swift Blank Space experience, and Taylor tweeted in all caps, because it was necessary, "When they overnight you an Emmy, I did not know this was a thing." And so she won and was just freaking out about it on Twitter, and then they overnighted it to her, and she took all these photos with her dancers and her backup singers with the Emmy, and she also brought it to Loft 89 that night in St. Paul. And so the lucky fans in Loft 89 got to pose with the Emmy. It's really cool. And there are certain people, I think it's only 12 people who actually have an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony.
She'll get there.
She'll get there, I think. She's got to get the Oscar and Tony. But this was really exciting. I didn't even realize they gave an Emmy for this kind of thing.
I didn't either, and apparently neither did she. Only Taylor could win an Emmy without even trying.
What's really cool is that they did the whole blank space experience for the fans so that we could get the 360 view and see all of the cool things she put on set. And then she just gets an Emmy for it. It's amazing. Also, while in St. Paul, during night 1, Taylor did the secret song as 15. And then night 2, which Ashley actually got to attend, the secret song was Mean. And as we record tonight, we don't know yet what the secret song will be for night 3.
We're gonna go out on a limb and say, "You belong with me."
Me too. That's a good guess.
I'll guess that as well.
So by the time this episode's out, you'll know if we're right about You Belong With Me.
Well, earlier this week, Taylor had another stadium show, which was exciting, in Houston. There aren't too many stadiums left on the tour now, and this was a date that was supposed to be later, but it got moved up earlier, and a couple exciting things happened. While she was in her dressing room at the show, a fire alarm went off, and Taylor decided this would be a good video opportunity. And basically, the video, she says, "A fire alarm's going off in the stadium and we don't know what to do." And her mom's talking to her and she's like, "You might want to put some clothes on." And then Taylor does nothing, and then she says, "Put some damn clothes on." Taylor then tweeted, "Update, no fire, still in my robe."
That was so funny. And what was even funnier is on Tumblr, I saw some posts where they made GIFs of that exchange in conjunction with this really old video when Taylor's wearing this choker and Andrea keeps telling her to take the choker off, and Taylor yells that she's emotionally attached to the choker and runs away. And Taylor was so young in that video, and it was just so similar. It was hilarious to see them right there in conjunction with each other.
And so, also that night, what was exciting, she had a special guest. She had Wiz Khalifa come out to perform See You Again, which we knew that she liked because I remember when she was leaving on one of her tour stops, she posted that she was listening to that, thinking about leaving her cats.
Yeah. This song has been everywhere on the radio. I kind of thought maybe it would happen. I thought maybe it would happen in Pittsburgh, but it didn't, because I think Wiz is actually from Pittsburgh. But she sounded so good on this song. It's a good song for her voice.
Our next piece of news, Taylor has taken over Kim Kardashian's spot as the most followed person on Instagram. She now has 45.5 million followers. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
I think she's only going to keep growing.
And her photos are some of the most liked on Instagram. She has several photos that have over 2 million likes on them. So there's this really cool corn maze in Frederick, Maryland. It's on a farm called Summers Farm, and the corn maze is actually Taylor. So there's an aerial view of the corn maze, and it's this cool photo of Taylor in the corn maze, pretty much. It forms Taylor, and there's a caption that says "Dare to be different," also in the corn maze. So if you live in Maryland, or even if you don't, you can go do this corn maze. I'm considering going there to do it. But one of the people in charge of this corn maze actually had this really great quote. Her name is Teresa Greenwood, and she said, "Taylor emanates a fun and positive image for today's young people. Her generosity toward charitable causes is one thing, but perhaps more importantly, she dares to be different, embracing the power to be all that she can be, and encouraging her fans to do so as well." And Taylor fortunately saw this on Tumblr, and she commented on the photo and said, "Long goals." Swan goals, long goals, they even rhyme.
That's so funny. I want to go there, but it would be sad that when you're in it, you can't see the image of Taylor, because you can kind of only see it from above it.
Yeah, I've never actually done a corn maze. I think I probably would get lost.
I hope she goes. I feel like that would be epic.
That would be crazy.
That gives me a flashback to old videos of her going to haunted houses with the band and stuff like that.
Yes, and the haunted house thing on Ellen.
Oh, yeah.
That would be such a fun thing to do, like, just for Halloween, like, go visit a corn maze. And from what I understand from the article there, they had set up, like, different, I guess, question and answer things in there where it's, like, Taylor related. So in order to find your way through the maze, it's, like, Taylor related, like, numbers or questions or something as to find your way through. So I thought that was a really cool thing.
Oh, I won't get lost then. I'll be out of there in 5 minutes. That's so cool, though. I didn't realize there were questions about her in there.
Well, I can't believe this, but apparently it's been 1 year since Taylor first joined Tumblr.
It's crazy it's been that long.
It feels like just yesterday. I remember actually all three of us were in Nashville for Ed's show when this happened. I remember looking on my phone and seeing, oh, Taylor actually is going to figure out how to use Tumblr.
And when she joined, her first post said, "Taylor here. I'm locking myself in my room and not leaving until I figure out how to use my Tumblr. Well, I might leave for a second to get a snack or something, but that's it. I am focused. I have lots of questions. Help me." I love that so much.
And Tumblr has really defined this era. We had no idea what we were in for.
Now she's like the queen of all of Tumblr.
And then our last piece of news for Taylor's upcoming schedule. As we said, she's in St. Paul this evening, as we're recording on the 13th. On September 16th, she'll be in Indianapolis, Indiana. On the 17th, Columbus, Ohio, and a second night in Columbus on the 18th.
I'll be very sad when she's so close on Wednesday to me, but so far, and I won't be there.
Yes. Well, next, we have some Swiftie problems for you. And our first one is from @MichaelaWood27, and she said, the 1989 tour isn't over yet, and I'm already saving for the next tour. Swiftie problems.
Oh, I love Michaela.
That's a smart Swiftie problem to have. Everybody should start saving, so you can go to as many shows as possible.
Our next one is from Vinny Cesarone on Twitter. Sometimes if I'm typing, I will automatically type Taylor Swift without even knowing it. I'm not sure why that happens, but it probably has happened to all of us.
And our last one comes from @Josh_Swifty13. He says, you know you're a Swiftie when you read Swift instead of shift.
Well, thank you to everyone for submitting your Swiftie problems for the week. If you have more for next week, please continue tweeting them at us or emailing them to us, and we will read them on episode 124. For now, we have some fashion updates for you, covering some of Taylor's shows and some of her outfits that she's posted on social media.
On Saturday, September 12th, in Loft 89, Taylor had on Steve Madden Concord Rhinestone Loafers, which are $80, and she also had Urban Outfitters BDG Dolphin Pinup Shorts on sale for $29. And she also had her Emmy, which you cannot purchase.
Darn. Why not?
Our next piece of fashion, Taylor had posted a picture on Instagram of Meerkat Manor when she was in Nashville, Tennessee on September 7th. And she was wearing a Brandy Melville Braya corduroy skirt, which unfortunately is sold out. A Free People Mina headband in henna, which is $18. And also a Reformation blueberry top, which is $58, but unfortunately is out of stock.
That was a good outfit. She likes that Brandy Melville corduroy skirt.
It's a very affordable brand, so I get excited when she wears it.
Me too. It's a shame it's sold out. Our next one is from Loft 89 in Denver on September 5th. Taylor wore an Alice and Olivia crop top and skirt combo. The crop top is called the Sarah Jacquard crop top. It was $198 and now it's only $79.20. And then the Vernon Jacquard flared skirt was $255 and it's now $101. And that's a pretty good deal for Alice and Olivia. It's an expensive brand.
This was an outfit she's worn before, wasn't it?
I think she may have.
Looked very familiar. I get excited when she does that.
She does love Alice and Olivia, like Brandy Melville. And then for shoes, unfortunately not quite as affordable, she wore Prada suede ankle strap platform heels, and those are $790.
On September 4th, she posted a photo of the flowers that Kanye sent her, and those flowers were very unique. I've never seen anything like that.
Me either.
I wonder where he even got them from.
I don't know. They were crazy. That's another photo that has over 2 million likes already, along with the one that Ashley talked about, the Meerkat Manor with Taylor and Olivia. She's just racking up so many likes on Instagram.
In this photo, she was wearing a Brandy Melville Abbey knit top in black, which is $28. And with that, she had the Urban Outfitters BDG 4-pocket pinup corduroy shorts once again, which are on sale for $29. And that makes that a very affordable outfit.
Yeah.
Now she just needs to bring back the Aldo purse.
Yes, I love that Aldo purse. Well, as always, thank you to tayswiftstyle.com for posting these fashion updates. You can visit her website to see more photos and links of Taylor's outfits. For now, as we mentioned earlier, we have our main discussion with two fans we met in Denver, and so we hope you enjoy this main discussion.
For our main discussion tonight, we're very excited because for the first time since the tour has started, we're actually going to be talking to two people who got Loft 89, and we met them in Denver, and they were super cool, so we invited them to come on the podcast. So we're about to talk to Patrick and Leslie.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Hi.
Hey, thanks so much for coming on.
No problem. Thank you for having us on.
So we got to meet you in Denver, and it just so happened that we saw you at the back of the floor. You had amazing costumes on Saturday night. You were both dressed up as Catastrophe, and your costumes were so good that when we walked by and talked to you, and then when we left, we all said, wow, we really hope they get Loft 89. And then later we found out that you did. So we were just so excited, and you guys need to describe your costumes a little bit for our listeners so they can envision what they looked like.
So we are wearing diving suits. So they're like the Lycra skin tight black suits. And then to make our costumes look more like Catastrophe, we use black duct tape. And then we also put on a little patch that said Catastrophe just so everyone would realize who we were. And then we had a mask, just like she did in the music video, and a
little flare.
A flare that lit up with lights. And then just to make sure we could be seen, we draped some red lights around our bodies to stand out in the dark.
They look just amazing.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Steph.
We were really excited about them. We hadn't seen anyone do it before, and it's really hard to think of a costume or an outfit that hasn't been done. So when we figured this out, we were super excited.
We definitely know that struggle. It seems like it's impossible to do something unless you do something the day after Taylor comes out with something. There's going to be 50 people doing
Exactly.
Yeah, we thought we were going to see some robes, I don't know, some fire alarm things on Saturday, but we didn't see anything.
it. I didn't see any of that. It might be coming.
Yeah.
Or I bet some Emmys will be coming.
Ooh, yeah.
So when did you come up with the idea? Were you worried all tour that somebody was going to take it?
We had gone to 2 shows in Santa Clara in Northern California, and we had made a car from the Blank Space music video, and we took pictures with the golf club. We had a blow-up one. And then the next night we did Swiftmas with Christmas sweaters and a big sign, and those we had planned, and then they didn't work out as well as we thought. So we
Back
were
to the drawing board.
Yeah, back to the drawing board. What can we do to just like stand out? No one's done before, and it was probably like a couple weeks or so before Denver, and Patrick got this crazy idea, like, let's wear these diving suits, and we'll make these masks, and...
Yeah, I feel like when guys wear crazy outfits, it stands out a lot more, so who doesn't love a guy in a black wetsuit?
I really wish that Nate or Adam were here right now to talk with you about this concept.
Well, the masks were also amazing. They looked just like it did in the video.
That's a compliment. Yeah, we ordered them online, but then we had to specially find the see-through plastic. So we went to Home Depot and Lowe's, and we're doing all this DIY stuff. But I think in the end, it turned out pretty good.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And your other costumes sounded pretty cool, too. Ashley and I actually also did a Swiftmas concept in July.
We saw that, yeah.
Yeah, we thought we were really clever.
We did too.
Yeah, we did too, but...
There turned out to be no Loft 89 that night, but a lot of people did come up to us and say that they liked it.
Aww.
There are just so many creative people in this fandom, and it is hard to really stand out, but you guys did a great job.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
So tell us about the moment when you were approached by Taylor's people.
So we thought there wasn't going to be a Loft that night because she usually gives it away during How You Get the Girl.
Or before How You Get the Girl, so we've read or heard.
How You Get the Girl came and went, and we were just like, all right, let's just forget about it and just enjoy the rest of the show.
We were still having the time of our lives, dancing and singing. This was the closest we had been on the tour so far. I mean, she's just amazing, just having the time of our life.
And then it was when they were setting up the B stage before she sang 15, and we were just hanging out, and we got a tap on our shoulder, and
I felt this arm just drape around me, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is not Patrick's arm. Who is this? And I turned around, and it was Andrea, and I was just like, oh my God.
And
Wow.
then she was like, have you guys met Taylor before?
She was like, you've met Taylor before, right? And we're both just like, no, like, why would you just assume we met her? And then
She was like, you promise, right? You promise, you swear?
yeah, like, we swear, we promise. And then she's like, would you like to meet Taylor? And then my knees were just like gave out. And we're like, yes, we would love to meet her.
Wow.
That's so funny because I think they often assume that if people are really creative and have really great outfits and signs that they probably have had those things before and that they've probably gotten in before.
Yeah, well, later on I kind of took that as a compliment. Like, oh, these people kind of know what they're doing, or I don't know. But we definitely hadn't met her before, and it was just amazing.
Yeah, we've been approached by Mama Swift, I think it was like 2 years ago.
On the Red Tour.
On the Red Tour, we had floor seats, and she approached us, and she asked us if we wanted pit passes because we were having a good time, so...
We weren't really keen on the whole... I mean, we knew about Club Red, but she ended up not having it that night. Mama came over, and she was like, you guys look like you're having so much fun. Do you want to go to the pit? And, of course, we're like, yes, that sounds amazing. So that was really cool, too, for us.
If there had been a Club Red that night, you probably would have gotten it.
I hope so. That's what
we
we
had
think.
been thinking ever since then. It just like made our hearts like shrink.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, but we're in the end we're so happy that it happened during 1989 tour because
it's amazing.
Yeah,
this is a really special era to be able to meet Taylor, I think.
That's what we think too. Yeah.
It just seems like she's getting to meet so many new people from everywhere, and it's just been so exciting. I don't want this era to ever end.
Me too. And I just can't get over the fact that she does this from her own generosity, and it's crazy, and I love it.
So what was it like for the rest of the show? Ashley and I have never experienced this before, so I don't even know how I would be able to focus on the rest of the show.
I don't even remember the rest of the show. It was just that moment. And then it was Shake It Off already, and then the show was over.
As soon as she handed us that little slip, I did not let go of it. I held it the entire night. I kept looking at the pass, looking at my bracelet, like, oh my goodness, like this is actually happening. And yeah, the rest of the show just flew by, and it was a dream.
Wow. So at the end of the show, I guess you probably met in a specific section, and they took you back?
Yeah, we met in section 136, I think, and then there was a couple of people who were seated there already, so we just wanted to high-five them, and we wanted to talk to them right away and just find out how they were chosen and what song, and we wanted to hear their story, and that's kind of like what we enjoy the most, just hearing other people's experiences about what's going on with them.
Yeah, so what kind of stuff did you find out?
Actually, one of the people made this really awesome sign. It was Loose Lips Sinks Ships, and it was like a Titanic theme. It was so glittery and sparkly, and they said that Taylor saw this sign on Tumblr and was like, I want to meet them. And so people from their team, I guess, was looking out for this sign, and that's how they got picked. And I thought that was so crazy and amazing.
I actually remember seeing that sign on Tumblr. That was a great one.
I know,
Yeah,
it
that
was so
was awesome.
pretty.
Were there any other costumes or signs that really stood out from the people that were with you?
There was a group of girls who had like a welcome to Colorado sign with like the Colorado, cityscape behind us. So that was pretty cool. There were a couple girls who had some Starbucks lovers headbands.
And then there were two girls that were wearing her Shake It Off in blue. They made her outfit.
Oh, I saw them.
And we actually saw them got Loft. We didn't realize what was happening at the time, but Andrea just like came right by us, and she actually sang like a line of Welcome to New York with us, and then she just ran up the stairs and gave them Loft. At the time, we thought maybe it was a seat upgrade because she had pulled some people down with her. But I guess they got Loft right after Welcome to New York started, and then we saw them later and was like so excited, and that was kind of crazy too.
That's so quick.
I know,
Right
the
after the first song.
We're just 30 seconds in, they freaking get Loft. It was crazy.
It's almost not a good thing because you can't focus on any of the show then.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, that's so awesome. So, what was going through your mind as you got ready to go back there? Did you have specific things ready to talk to Taylor about, or were you just like freaking out completely?
We were like, we need to go to the bathroom really quick so we can check out how we look like. And then we asked Stephanie, someone on Taylor's team, if we can go, and she was like, "You have 30 seconds, so I don't recommend it." So I was like, "Okay, we won't." And then,
Of course we planned. I had some things I definitely wanted to say and tell her, but then as soon as she came over, it was just like blank. Like, oh my God, I can't believe she's standing in front of me. And then it was just like a blur, and I couldn't remember what I wanted to say. And she's just so breathtaking and gorgeous. And we did talk to her about a few things, but
yeah, I think everything we wanted to say, it just went out the window, and it was just kind of mumbling and just whatever we can come off at the top of our head at the time.
And then, of course, afterwards, we were like, oh, we should have asked this, we should have said that, but, you know, you get 5 minutes and that's it, so.
That's how it goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Were there any parts of the conversation that you want to share, or if you want to keep them to yourselves, that's understandable too?
No, yeah, it was pretty cool. When she approached us, she was like, oh my gosh, whoa, you're both me, like you're Catastrophe, and then she complimented our outfits and saw our masks, and she actually picked up one of our flares and turned it on and waved it around, and she was like super excited that we dressed up like her. And we told her that we were watching the Speak Now tour DVD together because we had been friends like for a few years before, and then after her little speech, like, I don't think you should wait, you should speak now, that's when we revealed our feelings for each other, and she was just like, oh my gosh, that's so cool, and it felt so good to tell her that because she really has been like a huge part of our relationship.
That is amazing. That's just such a good story too, because that's a defining line of the Speak Now era.
I know!
And then she was like, I'm so happy for you guys. Like, I've never even been in a relationship for 3 years.
Yeah.
Aw.
You're like, you will one day.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna happen, yeah.
And so you guys have been waiting for a really long time to meet her.
Yeah, she has been in my life since I was 15, 16, and Patrick too, and it's just so cool to meet someone who had loved Taylor just as much as me, and we're in this together, and we wanted to meet her, and tried so hard, so it was like a huge achievement for both of us, and it was just so special.
Yeah, and then we've been to a couple of the Speak Now shows, and a couple of the Red Tour ones, but yeah, I guess you don't really focus on trying to meet Taylor, so I guess for 1989 we decided to go
try.
for it.
Yeah, I think during the early years, I just knew I wanted to meet her, but I didn't understand how to make myself stand out. I thought, she must know that I'm a huge fan, so she'll want to meet me, obviously.
Yeah, like for Fearless and Speak Now, like I guess I kind of knew about the Tea Party, but I thought, oh, maybe it's just like specific people, but if I would have known then, that would have been so crazy. And of course, people are so much more creative now with lights and signs that it's a lot harder to get, Club Red or Loft 89. But that would have been amazing to try it in that era too.
Well, I think that's kind of how the whole thing started, was because people, when there was nothing to try for, a handful of people would show up with great costumes and signs just because they wanted to, and I think that's where they sort of got the idea from.
Yeah, I love that.
And now it's a huge competition, but it's so fun to go to a Taylor show because you get to see so many creative costumes and signs.
Yeah, and I love talking to people about it and meeting people. That's how we met you guys. So I think that's so special. And to see what other fans come up with and talk to them and hear their stories. It kind of like bonds the Taylor fans.
And it's so cool when you see someone's costume online for like the weeks or the days leading up to the concert, and you retweet them and you reblog them and whatnot, and then you finally see them in person. You're like, oh my god, I already know everything about you, and you finally get to talk to them. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that definitely must make it fun for Taylor to already have in advance signs that she knows she's going to be looking out for in the crowd.
Yeah, I think that's really cool because she likes these posts on Tumblr and then probably thinks, oh, I need to look for that sign or those costumes.
I think it's crazy that she goes on and she sees people like, I want to meet them. That must feel so special when you hear, oh, Taylor saw your sign or she saw your costume and she wants to meet you. Like, crazy.
It's crazy. So when she came in to meet you, were you in the beginning or toward the end of who she met?
We were like right in the middle, I think, but as soon as we're just standing there waiting for her to come in, and like as soon as she walked in, it's just this like glowing light around her. She is just like, I don't know. She's just breathtaking and beautiful, and it was, yeah.
And it's so cool because like when she approaches you, you're like, we've been friends for years already, and she makes everything so personable, and she like, is genuinely interested in getting to know you and talking to you, and I think that's what makes it so special.
Definitely.
Did you ask her to sign anything for you?
Yeah, I had her sign our Loft pass, and then Patrick, we had brought the Polaroids from her 1989 CD to all the shows in hopes, just in case that we got to meet her, and so he picked one of the Polaroids that was his favorite for her to sign.
That's a good idea. I had those with me too a couple of times because they're really cool. I'm obsessed with them.
Yeah, we love them.
So which one did you pick?
I picked one of the clean ones. Just clean, just somehow became my favorite song from the CD, and there was one of them in there, so that's like the one I wanted, and we're gonna like put everything in a shadow box and collect some of the confetti and our Loft passes and our wristbands and our tickets and stuff like that, so that's something we're gonna work on pretty soon.
You'll have to tweet us a photo of that so that we can see it when you're done.
And it's really cool that you were selected right before Clean, right?
Yeah, it was just like right before, I think it was a B stage set, so
Yeah.
it was like right before she played 15 that night. And it was so, I was just, like, I think we were in shock, and that's like kind of the song we wanted to hear the most on the B stage, and we didn't even get to hear it because we were just...
We're just like freaking out.
Understandable.
Yeah, our group wanted to just say hi to Andrea and hopefully get a picture with her, so we walked over to her around, when did we go? It was the beginning of the Secret Song, which was 15, and ended up talking with her for a while, all the way through basically the end of the Clean speech, and then, of course, you're not paying attention to the show, and then at the end of the night I was like, did anyone hear any part of the Clean speech? Because I have no idea what she said.
The speech that night seemed like extra long to me, and I thought it was cool because it was like more personal for Denver.
I joked and I was like, she probably could have said shout out to Swiftcast and we wouldn't even have known. We had no idea talking to her mom. Well, I'm just so jealous of you guys, and it sounds so awesome. It sounds like you had the best night ever.
It was really surreal. Like it's a week ago, and we still can't get over the fact that we met Taylor, and just
we've met so many cool people.
Yeah, the whole tour experience has been completely amazing.
Were there any outfits of hers or other cool things in Loft that you got to see?
I mean, there was the photo booth, the pizza and cookies, and
we're just so nervous about even meeting her, and we were so hungry that night, and we're just like, we can't even eat anything because there might be like food in our teeth.
Yeah, I can't eat pizza. Like, I'm about to give Taylor a hug. I don't want to like have it all over me. But Andrea came in, and we got to talk to her too, and that was really nice. And it was cool. It's like a bonding moment with Taylor fans because we all got chosen out of all these people, and we were just so happy to be there.
Yeah, Loft is definitely one of those things you will never ever forget.
Definitely.
That the feeling of Andrea's arm coming around my shoulder is a feeling that I will never forget. Like it was crazy.
That's crazy, yeah. Especially since you didn't see her coming, it sounds like she came up behind you.
Yeah, like we purposely had kept an eye out for her, because we
So we
wanted
can
to
say
say
hi,
hi and kind of see, where she was at, and we saw her throughout the show, but then at that point we were just so absorbed dancing and hanging out, and we weren't even thinking about, if Andrea was near us or not. And then that's when she came over, and it was like, that's the best thing that could happen. We're just so absorbed in Taylor and the show and having fun. And here comes Andrea, and it was awesome.
Well, we can't wait to see your shadow box, and we will tweet your picture from our account when this episode comes out so people can see it too.
Sounds
Oh.
good. Thank you.
Do you want to tell people your Twitters in case they want to follow you?
Sure. Mine is at the Leset. It's THELESSET.
And mine is Patrick Angeles, PatrickAngeles, and we have a joint Tumblr account, and it's patrickandleslie.tumblr.com.
Oh, cute. All right, well, thanks so much for talking to us, and I guess we'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks so much for having us. It was great meeting you.
Thank you for having us on, guys.
Thank you. We'll see you at another show, hopefully.
Sounds great.
Thanks again to Leslie and Patrick for joining us on this episode for our main discussion and telling us all about their experience with Loft 89. If you want to get in contact with us, there are several different ways you can do so. You can tweet us at Swiftcast13 on Twitter. We're on Tumblr at swiftcast13.tumblr.com. We're on Instagram at instagram.com/theswiftcast13. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/theswiftcast. You can email us with anything you'd like to email us about at theswiftcast13@gmail.com. And you can visit our website at www.swiftcast13.com. And on our website, you'll find all of our episodes. On iTunes, it will only show you our last 100 episodes. So if you want to listen to any of the older ones, please visit our website. And on iTunes, please press the subscribe button so that it will download the latest episode for you automatically. Finally, next week, what do you think Taylor will do?
I think she's going to start prepping for whatever she needs to get that Tony Award.
Yes. And the Oscar. She just needs to find a movie role.
Even if she got one for a movie that she had a song in, that would still be okay.
True, yes. I was so bummed that she never got one for Sweeter Than Fiction and Safe and Sound.
I mean, I think that's pretty achievable. I think she could definitely get one.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. I thought for both of those movies she should have had a good shot, but just there were other songs. Although I could see her also developing her acting and maybe even getting an Oscar through acting. There are rumors going around, we haven't mentioned this yet, but Mariska did an interview and said that she wants Taylor to be on Law and Order. And I can imagine Taylor would be thrilled to have a role on that show. So that'll be interesting to see if that happens.
I would really like that, especially because usually when you have a role on that show, any guest stars have a really big role on that particular episode.
It would be like CSI again.
Yeah, she would probably be the main focus of the episode, unlike, she had the New Girl appearance, but she really was only in a minute of it.
Exactly. And I bet she would have Olivia somehow in the episode.
That's a must.
It's required. Her character would have a cat or something.
I could definitely see that as being like more than one episode, like a continuation.
I fully support it. I hope it happens.
I think it might be the highest watched episode in TV history.
The only time I ever watched CSI was when Taylor was on. So I definitely would watch her on Law and Order. But other than that, I'm not sure what Taylor will do. I think she's unfortunately not going to bring back All You Had to Do Was Stay and This Love on these upcoming tour dates. I wish I could say I think she is, but I think they're gone.
Isn't it ironic, the 2 songs about staying and coming back?
Are gone.
They're gone. They will not be coming back from the dead.
Sad. Well, I think she might go visit that corn maze. I definitely want to visit.
She will be in Ohio this week, and it's probably a pretty easy plane ride down to Maryland. So we will see. And whatever happens, next week we will be sure to update you on episode 124 of Swiftcast. But for now, this has been Steph.
Ashley.
And Ashley.
And we will see you next week. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
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 Thank you for listening to this episode of Swiftcast. Visit us on the web at theswiftcast.com. The theme song for Swiftcast was written and performed by Sydney and Chuck. Swiftcast is not directly affiliated with Taylor Swift, Big Machine Label Group, or 13 Management.